What up, players? It's Warboss Tay up in this mug. I want to tell you a story. When I first moved to the Bay Area, I wanted this game so bad, Kingdom Death Monster 1.5. I wanted to own it. I wanted to paint these miniatures, and I think if I had gotten it and tried to paint it, they would have ended up in my pile of shame. But I was trying to become a commissioned painter at the time, trying to make a living painting other people's miniatures, and a client reached out to me and said, I've got this box, Kingdom Death Monster 1.5. I want you to paint the miniatures. And I said, okay, sure. This was right when I moved here in like the end of 2015, maybe the beginning of 2016. So I started painting these miniatures, and I want to tell you about this set first. This is the Unarmed Set. I painted them to look like statues coming to life in this strange, nightmarish wasteland. So I gave the base like this dark black sand with some weird green crystals. I wanted the miniatures to look like they were statues coming to life. So there are elements of the stone statues that they used to be. And the reason I did that is because these two characters in the back and the other survivors, beginning survivors in the starter set, are standing on bases where it's just a bunch of faces. It's faces on bases. And I painted the faces to look like they're stone statues that are just frozen in time, lifeless, screaming into the void. And so my idea was that these statues slowly come to life one by one. And even if you read the books, your heroes aren't classified as humans. They're kind of like avatars. So in my head, each of these characters was once a face in the landscape, just a stone face that came to life. And as they got stronger, as they gained more humanity, the statue stone was melted out of them until here, where you can see they've started to kill some animals and make their own weapons and armor from the bone and from the skin and the leather, the hide. I decided to change the bases a little bit. So they're starting to transition from this weird, nightmarish, sparkly black sand to more of a volcanic, matte rock look. Dusty, dark black, gray, ashy rocks and dirt. And there is a little bit of decoration here on the base that comes from the model itself. So that was on the frame, on the sprue. And I enjoyed adding a spot color of turquoise blue and red, which is inspired by Horizon Zero Dawn. And I really liked all the layers of these armor pieces on that set. You can paint in a bunch of different browns. Then I was moving on to the leather set here. I decided, okay, so we're going to move from that volcanic ash to a very sparsely patchy vegetation look as the world is evolving around them, right? They're getting stronger. They're fighting monsters. They're getting weapons and armor. And in my head canon for this game, as they're getting stronger and developing their skills, getting better weapons and armor, the world is evolving with them. No longer are they just faces in a sea of faces. They are developing skills, fighting styles, weapons preferences. They're developing character just by, like, even if they have no personality whatsoever and they're just, mindless avatars that are just trying to get stronger and stronger. You could see them developing character through their choices of armament. Then, after killing their first big monster, the Screaming Antelope, this is the armor set that they can get. It's a little bit more advanced than the hide armor, which you saw a couple sets ago, and stronger than the leather armor set. So I decided to use this green, almost translucent, transparent green, like emerald color as a spot color. I think it worked really well for the arrowheads as well as the shield there. Some more verdigris on that sword, and then I wanted the bone for their helmets to look very aged and almost ancient. And as you could see, their bases are now completely grown out. No longer is the world a volcanic wasteland. Now there are, it's just wilderness, forests and jungles and exciting places to go and fight and get stronger. It was about the time when we're getting into this next armor set, the Lion armor set, when I had a lot of tragedy happening in my life. I lost my mom, and things were not looking so well for me. Even though I just gotten married, my mom had been struggling with this very terrible disease for a while. And first I lost my grandma, and then I lost her. And then, to make a long story short, I started to question myself because I had to go out and get a real job, and my art had to pretty much take a back seat. And if you were a subscriber or you watched Warboss Tay videos at the time, you might remember there's a huge dip in the posting of my videos around 2019, 20, 18, 19, 20. And it was while I was really struggling when I realized, like, I still have this commission. My client has been waiting for years now, and I'm trying to find all the perfect ways to build out these miniatures and paint them. And this is like my magnum opus. This was going to be the best painting job I've ever done. And I decided, okay, to get into this one, the White Lion, why don't we make gold and blue, the spot color? If there's an icy blue, you could see this yellowish bright gold, which I don't use on any other armor sets. I was trying to dig myself out of a hole and continue to work as an artist. But these last two armor sets continue to elude me. I gave birth, or my wife gave birth to our son and to our daughters. I had to leave my job at FedEx because it was just taking up too much of my time, and now struggling again as an artist, trying to make my dreams come true. Basically, I knew I had to finish this project. I had to do it because my client had been waiting for too long. He'd been so patient with me, but these two armor sets, I couldn't find anything online that inspired me. So I blazed the trail. I did it myself. I went and I experimented with colors, with the reds and the golds and the whites for the sleeves and the pants, until I found the perfect combination of colors. And once I hit it with the known oil and built those colors back up, I thought, this is like the clouds parting and the sun shining through. And this is what made me realize that I have skill as an artist. And like, I'm not gonna win any golden demons, but I can bring a vision to these miniatures where they've just been sitting as I repainted them and stripped the paint and repainted them over and over, not happy with what I was coming up with. I found what worked for me. I didn't settle until I got there. And here, this is my last armor set. I just finished painting the bases. The glue is still drying on the base work, and I've never been happier. I'm exhausted. I'm physically drained, but if you go back to the beginning of this video, you can chart my progress and my skill as an artist as it grows year after year after year. And I don't think I could say that with any other project but this one. So thank you to my client. Thank you guys for watching up to here. And please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my journey. We'll see you in the next video. And buy a set of Kingdom Death for yourself to paint. It's amazing.